Welcome to MedDose. Let's learn about the difference between sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system. Sympathetic nervous system. Sympathetic nervous system mainly controls the body's fight and flight responses, and parasympathetic nervous system mainly controls the rest and digest functions of the body. And sympathetic nervous system functions to prepare the body for emergency situations and for intense physiological activity. And parasympathetic nervous system, it maintains conserving functions while the body is at rest, and it also relaxes the body by inhibiting high energy functions. So these two nervous system works opposite to each other. Sympathetic mainly concerns with preparing the body in emergency situation, and you can see here sympathetic nervous system prepares our body for emergency situations, and parasympathetic here we can notice, and it mainly regulates and conserving functions, and it relaxes the body while our body is at rest. Sympathetic nervous system, it originates from the thoracic and lumbar regions of central nervous system, and the parasympathetic originates from the cranial and sacral regions of central nervous system. As you can notice here, sympathetic that originates from the thoracic region and the lumbar region, and the parasympathetic originates from cranial and the sacral region. So as you can easily remember that the parasympathetic nerves are the beginning and the end, and the nerves which falls between are the sympathetic nerves. And outflow, as the sympathetic nerves originates from thoracic and lumbar region, the outflow would be thoracolumbar outflow, and the parasympathetic originates from the cranial portion and the sacral portion, so the outflow would be craniosacral outflow. And the neurotransmitters are adrenaline and noradrenaline for sympathetic nerves, and acetylcholine for parasympathetic nerves. As the neurotransmitters are adrenaline and noradrenaline, so the nerves are said to be adrenergic. And here it is, the neurotransmitter is acetylcholine, so the nerves are said to be cholinergic. And the coverage is, so sympathetic covers a larger area in the body. As you can notice, it covers a larger area in the body, and parasympathetic covers only a smaller area here in cranial, and in sacral portion it covers only a smaller area in the body. Sympathetic, and its response is a quick response, as it is concerned with preparing the body for emergency situations. And for parasympathetic, the action is a slow response, as it concerned with the rest and digest functions of the body. And pre and postganglion. For sympathetic nerves, the preganglion fibers are short and the postganglionic fibers are long. Consider this as your brain, and here emerges all your nerves, and here is the thoracolumbar portion where the sympathetic nerves emerges, and this is the nerve that emerges, and this is the preganglion. Preganglionic fibers is the fibers that connects the central nervous system to the ganglia and postganglionic fibers, which connects the ganglia and to the effector organ, which is it considers as lungs. And this is preganglionic fiber, which is short, and this is postganglionic fiber, which is long. And this is the sympathetic nerves, in which preganglionic fibers is short and the postganglionic fibers are long. And for parasympathetic, as it is opposite of the sympathetic nerves, the preganglionic fibers are long and the postganglionic fibers are short. Now the parasympathetic fibers that emerges from the cranial portion or the sacral portion, whether it here, and this is how it looks like. The preganglion fibers, it will be long, and the postganglionic fibers, it will be short. This is the effector organ, and that's how it looks like. And effect, it generates an excitatory effect because its action is a quick response. And for parasympathetic, it generates an inhibitory homeostatic effect as its action is a slow response. And awareness, sympathetic raises sensory awareness. It has to raise the sensory awareness in case of emergency. And for parasympathetic, it restores sensory awareness. And glycogen metabolism, for sympathetic, it increases the rate of glycogen breakdown as it concerns with the emergency situations. It has to increase the rate of glycogen breakdown. And for parasympathetic, it has no effect in glycogen breakdown. Let's see the common functions of sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system. Sympathetic, that dilates pupil as it is known for triggering fight or flight responses. So when the body is under stress, it eventually induces pupil dilation. And for parasympathetic, it constricts pupil dilation as the body is under rest. It constricts the pupil. And sympathetic inhibits saliva production as this sympathetic stimulation results in the release of noradrenaline, which acts upon alpha and beta adrenergic receptors and thus results in decreased production of saliva. And as the opposite, parasympathetic doesn't release any noradrenaline, so thus increases saliva production. And sympathetic dilates bronchia and it raises the heart rate. Imagine if a person is running in order to escape from a dog. Since he is running, his heart rate would increase and thus his bronchia dilates in order to facilitate effective breathing. So in sympathetic, bronchia dilates and heart rate increases. So in parasympathetic, as the body is under rest, it constricts bronchia and reduces the heart rate. Constricts bronchia and reduces the heart rate. And sympathetic, it inhibits the activity of digestive organs. As the body is under stress and emergency situation, it has no work to do with any digestive organs and accessory digestive organs. So it also inhibits the activity of pancreas and the activity of gallbladder. So these are the accessory digestive organs, pancreas and gallbladder. As opposite, parasympathetic nervous system stimulates the activity of digestive organs, thus functions in rest and digest. So that stimulates the activity of pancreas and the activity of gallbladder. And sympathetic, it stimulates adrenal medulla to release adrenaline and noradrenaline. Parasympathetic does not release adrenaline and noradrenaline. And sympathetic relaxes urinary bladder, so we tend to urinate when our body is under stress, and it also stimulates orgasm. And parasympathetic, it constricts urinary bladder and it stimulates erection. Thank you for listening. I hope you have gained some knowledge about sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system. See you in my next video. Until then, like, comment, share, subscribe, and click the bell icon to get notified with my upcoming videos.